Hello! I am Koreina Cat, and this is Final Fantasy XIV Mercenary Quest playthrough. We left off with Y'shtola ripping a man's soul out and stomping it into the ground. It was glorious. Oh, gosh. That was definitely a whole ass trip. Alright, well, onwards to Katander.
And so our alliance begins to take shape. Now, if we can just get the ether flowing again, it will have been a successful trip.
We have the requisite consent. 'Tis time to put Nama's power to use. If the ether flows as planned, all that remains is to have the Ironworks engineers do their work at the ruins. Come, let us return to the House of the Crooked Coin. All right. Hi, Zarin.
Hello, Xaeus.
How's it going?
I can still feel the warmth of that man's burning soul from here. The way Y'shtola lit it ablaze.
Lit it ablaze and then immediately extinguished it.
Did I say ablaze? I meant absolutely, positively destroyed like a meteor falling from the highest reaches of space.
That is definitely accurate. Oh, good lord.
I would not have the first idea how to awaken such a contraption, let alone control it. But then, I'm not an Archon of Charlian.
That is fair. What's even more funny is that, like, nobody said anything besides Sadhu.
Which was just ha 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 ha.
Yeah, and then promptly followed by Little Sun. So, like, you know, me and Hien over here, we just kind of looked at each other and we're like, look, we're not getting into this shit. It's gonna go. I shall begin at once. You may wish to step back. I.
Did it work?
It did. Ether may flow freely to the burn once more.
Yay! We did it! Mostly Y'shtola, but yay! We were there! To manipulate ether in such vast quantities is draining, to say the very least. I shall take it slowly for a while.
I do not pretend to understand what you did, Y'shtola, but you did it. Thanks to you, and Excelia, of course, we have taken a momentous step towards securing our defenses. Now, As much as I believe a rest is in order, we should probably make haste back to the Enclave.
Agreed. The others may already have returned from their missions, and I would know how things stand.
As would I. Without further ado, then.
I'm just like, my character's head's just like jumping back and forth between both of them. Onwards to the Doman Enclave. Boo-doot. Boo-doo-doo-doot. No. Wee. Yes, please let me in. Thank you. Thank you.
My lord informs me you were instrumental in the success of his mission to the Azim Steppe. Though we hope to make many more allies, we could wish for no better than you and your fellow Scions.
Each of the factions lent an ear to our petition. As anticipated, however, many are unwilling to do more than that.
Everyone has returned. Excellent. Time to take stock.
It would seem we are the last to arrive. It would seem. Judging by your triumphant expressions, I take it all went well on the Azim Steppe. Indeed, we have secured a suitable source of energy for the barrier. Good. Tataru and I commissioned Garland Ironworks to ensure that the field generators functions as they should. A team of engineers stand ready to set out for the burn at a moment's notice. You need only say the word.
I thank you for engaging their services on our behalf. The minutiae of the arrangement you leave to me. Which just leaves the small matter of our alliance. So, Yugiri and Hakuro, how fared you with our neighbors?
My lord, all of the factions we approached are in agreement that the Empire poses a threat, and many responded positively to talk of an alliance. From Hingashi to Suinosado?
Yes.
However, we received outright rejections. The former will not break its treaty with the Empire, and the latter will not involve itself in conflict.
Just as expected, then. Well, there is not to be done about it. We must focus on the rest. To each of the nations that were amenable to the alliance, I will personally send a missive. And once I have attended to that, I believe we will have done everything we can to fortify Doma's defenses, for the time being at least. All of which means I may leave for the meeting in El Amigo with a lighter heart. Yugiri, Hakuro, if you would be so kind as to hold the fort in my absence. My friends, we could not have achieved so much in so little time without your help. For that, I give you my heartfelt thanks. Until the meeting, then.
I took the liberty of asking Thancred to attend as well. He should have arrived in the Alamigan Quarter by now. Then let us not keep him waiting, shall we? Yes, we shall.
As I mentioned, I have missives to write and some few others to... As I mentioned, I have missives to write and some few other matters to attend to ere I depart, but see you anon, my friend.
It sounds like you could use some sleep, Ian.
What?
Why are you struggling? Words. Oh, God. Yeah, I'm gonna need a ride. Ah, God damn it, not this. I don't know where I'm going in this town. Stairs! I think that's where I'm going. To the stairs. Onwards! To the stairs! Bloop. It occurs to me this will be the first time I meet the leaders of the Alliance in an official capacity. More stiff greetings, pleasantries, formalities. Does that sound about right? Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right. Let us hope that the coming meeting passes more peacefully than the last such gathering in Alamigo.
Pistola has told me all. And I duly told Arianje and Cryle. Cryle in particular was concerned about Elfino, but I assured her that everything that can be done is being done. She agreed to continue with her own task for the time being on the condition that I contact her the moment there is any development. So, that leaves the four of us to attend the council. Arnvald is here to assist with security. Incidentally, though, the poor lad seems altogether too distracted for the task, and with the one missing Alphino, I expect. Ah, but it's almost time. As soon as you are ready, present yourself to the guardsmen at the palace entrance. I shan't be far behind. Ah, the Scions of the Seventh Dawn! Welcome to Alamigo. The Alliance leaders have already arrived. May I show you to the meeting chamber?
Mistress Lys, Commander Aldin, it gives me great pleasure to formally welcome the city-state of Alamigo to the Eorzean Alliance.
The pleasure is ours, Your Grace. I know I speak for all Alamegans when I say that we are glad of this chance to stand with our comrades of the Alliance.
And we, for our part, are glad indeed to be able to welcome friends both old and new.
Lord Hien of Dorma, at your service. Pray, accept my heartfelt thanks for your generous invitation.
Nay, 'tis we who must thank you for journeying so far. And 'twould be remiss of me not to acknowledge the part the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have played in bringing all of us together. In times of great unrest, you and yours have been our constant companions, without whom we would not be here.
With apologies to Lord Hien and Mistress Alize, it occurs to me that we have not gathered in this way since that fateful day in Uldar.
The day I lost my arm and my freedom. As I lay in my cell, never did I dream that I would one day be given the chance to represent my homeland at this council. I would not even be alive had you not plucked me from the jaws of death. You, Yugiri, and Alphino. Would that the lad could be with us.
I too owe my presence here to Alphino, in so many ways. Until such time as he returns, I mean to carry on his good work as best I can.
Come, friends, let us leave the past in the past and turn our eyes to the future. My Lord Hien, pray, tell us how things stand in the East.
Having heard the rumors of dissent in Garlemald, I dared to dream of a peaceable solution.
The Empire will not so easily change its ways. If the Garleans have a mind to take back Doma and Alamigo, we'll be hard-pressed to stop them, even with the might of 6 nations. But while we lack the strength to fight the tide, a course may yet present itself, if we read the winds aright.
The winds suggest but one course to me. One which leads from the sea unto the river, and thence to the source of all our woes.
The Scions.
Indeed. All here have felt their blighted touch. It was the bringers of chaos who nurtured the Archbishop's tyrannical ambitions. They who bestowed upon him the secrets of summoning, as they have so many others before and since. And while they remain, we shall know no peace.
Our objective is clear. The question is how to achieve it. That our enemy parades about in Xenos' skin poses problems in itself, but ere we get to them, how are we to infiltrate the Empire and get close enough to strike?
While I see the wisdom in targeting the Scions, an assassination attempt on Garlean soil would do little to aid our cause, even were it to succeed. It's time we used our enemy's preferred tactic: subterfuge.
You have an idea?
Speak your mind, Master Thancred. None here know the enemy better than the Scions, and you mayhap best of all. Whatever it is you propose, we will give it fair hearing. On that you have my word.
Very well, Admiral. My proposal is thus. We dispatch the shinobi to Imperial territory. There, they sow the rumor that the Crown Prince perished in the battle for Alamigo, and that the man parading around is in fact a corpse inhabited by a servant of darkness.
Well, it does have the ring of truth about it. And were the Garleans to learn that their future ruler is a puppet, the Empire would be shaken to the core.
But at the risk of sounding stupid, would they actually believe such an unlikely story? I didn't.
Ordinarily not. But prior to his miraculous recovery, rumors of Xenos' death had already begun to circulate around the Empire. Ultimately, however, what the masses believe is not our chief concern. Our true objective is to create an opening for rival factions within Garlemald to exploit.
Just as a war of succession erupted in the wake of Emperor Solus's death.
A war which raged until but recently, plunging the Imperial House into disarray as nephew and uncle grappled for the throne. It is no coincidence that one of Varus's first acts as Emperor was to name Xenos heir apparent, family feuds being so tiresome when armies are involved. Not all welcomed his choice of successor, however. There is no shortage of individuals who aspire to the throne, who would jump at any chance to seize power. The news that Xenos is not only dead, but a puppet to diabolical forces, would be too enticing to ignore.
The Empire would not be quick to recover from a second war of succession.
I am no stranger to infiltrating Imperial territory. With a team of operatives gathered from among the Alliance's finest, the plan should have a reasonable chance of success.
Doma already has shinobi in place throughout the provinces. We stand ready to act, and act we must. What say you all?
I'm for Master Thancred's proposal. We shine a light upon the Ascian and test the Empire's unity. 'Twas his plot that scuttled Doma's negotiations, was it not? Why then, if we can eliminate him, there may yet be a chance for peace. Let us wage this war of subterfuge, that we may one day lay down our arms. Gods know we never will while the Ascians remain.
that way. Sorrow. History must be changed.
Who is this? Who's talking to me?
Ahead looms a calamity. Ahead looms light, expunging all form and life. Twin dooms only you can forestall. Only you.
What's the matter?
There's a voice!
Spies in our midst?
Nay, I sense no such presence.
Let expanse contract. Eon become instant. Throw wide the gates that we may pass.
Is it over?
Master Thancred!
12 for Fend. Bear him to a private chamber. Have every healer make ready. Swiftly!
Master Thancred remains in slumber. Though his vital signs appear stable, he's unresponsive.
What could have done this? And why just him and not the others?
I'm afraid we could not identify the cause, my lady. Our examinations revealed no wounds, nor the presence of any poisonous substances.
Gods, that only makes it worse. You're to let us know the moment there's any change, all right?
Thank you for coming. Knowing Thancred, he would apologize for being otherwise engaged at so crucial a juncture.
In gifting us a course of action, Thancred sowed the seed of all that is to follow. We have but to nurture it as best we can. To him, I would say, rest easy, that he may wake to enjoy the fruits of our labors. Now, the matter of the mysterious voice must not be forgotten. Will you tell me exactly what happened?
Alize and I heard a voice in the moments before Thancred collapsed. It was accompanied by a severe headache, as if something were clutching at our minds. Did you experience the same thing?
So, in between the voice and the pain, you felt as if you were somewhere else entirely?
Your testimony confirms my suspicion. That which you experienced was, I believe, your soul being plucked from your flesh. Called.
Called?
I myself examined Thancred. Reach out as I may, I could not sense in him the spark of life that is his soul. That Thancred alone was stricken so is likely due to his heightened sensitivity to the effects of ether, a consequence of his prior possession by the Ascian Lahabrea. The owner of the voice, whoever it may be, reached out to you, called your souls, and in so doing, caused you and yours such pain.
But if that's true, where exactly are we being called to?
I know not. Yet one thing is plain. Whoever waits for you on the other side is possessed of a power unlike any I have ever known.
Forgive us, Lys, but may we leave Thancred in your care for a time?
As if you had to ask. I may not be a scion anymore, but I'm no less a friend. Don't worry. I'll see to it that Thancred's well looked after. Just focus on solving this mystery, all right?
Thank you, Lys. As the Elder Seedseer says, 'tis no ordinary individual we are dealing with. Nor can we discount the possibility of Ascian involvement.
Whoever or whatever is behind this, the sooner we find out, the better.
Well, shit. Okay. Never have I encountered such a phenomenon. If this is magic, it is beyond my ken. Don't worry about Thancred. I'll send word as soon as there's any change. If the Ascians are indeed responsible, we must take steps to protect ourselves, though I know not how. I just tried to call Urianger on his link pearl. He didn't respond, but I dare to hope that he possesses some knowledge we do not. Ah, Urianger. Something happened during the meeting. Thancred's collapsed. A disembodied voice suddenly started... What? But that's... We should talk about this in person. Alright, we'll meet you there. That was Urianger. He heard the voice too. And Thanalan? As we alone are afflicted at the meeting, I had my suspicions. But if the voice also spoke to Urianger, there can be little doubt. The Scions were targeted specifically. By whom and to what end is the question, one to which we must find an answer with all possible haste. Endure. Yeah. I learned endure. Urianger agreed to meet us at the Rising Stones. If any of the others heard the voice, we'll find out soon enough. Good luck. I should get back to the meeting with the Elder Seedseer, but if there's anything I can do, anything at all, you must let me know, alright? Promise me? Yeah. Right. Let us be on our way.
Urianger! Gods, it's good to see you.
Would that our meeting were under happier circumstances. I judged the voice sufficient cause for concern even before you sent word of its effect on our comrade.
You heard it too, then?
Aye. And all but certainly at the selfsame instant. Alas, pained as I was, I could make little sense of what few words did then reach mine ears.
Who do you think is responsible? Could this be the Ascians doing?
That I cannot say. Not when so little is known. Ere I indulge in speculation, I would examine Thancred with mine own eyes.
To Alamigo, then, without further delay.
One other thing. During my visit to the Far East, I observed a strange phenomenon.
Thou referrest, I presume, to the localized reduction in etheric density.
Well, that spares me the trouble of an explanation. Yes, I noted precisely that at two apparently unconnected locations. I take it the phenomenon is not limited to the Far East.
Indeed not. Of late, our agents charged with surveilling the beast tribes have spoken of little else. In every corner of the realm, they tell of places in which the ether hath grown thin. Naturally, my suspicions first turned to primal activity, but the areas thus affected betray no evidence of summoning. I must confess to being quite perplexed.
If the same phenomenon is being observed in multiple locations on opposite sides of the world, we may safely discount regional factors. Needless to say, this warrants further investigation.
Indeed, I shall make it my task to... The voice. It calleth to me once more.
I hear it too.
Only you. Only you.
No! Ishtola! Rianger!
Throw wide the gates.
No! No, this can't be happening! Y'shtola! Rianger! Open your eyes! Open your eyes, I beg you! Say something! Anything! Not again. Please, not again.
I didn't realize that happened so close together. Is that one girl here? No. Forgive me, that was an unseemly display.
It happened before your very eyes, my lady. None here would have behaved any differently. We have borne the two of them to a private chamber. But tell me, is it true that Master Thancred languishes in a like state in Alamigo?
I'm afraid so. Though, given the circumstances, it would seem best to observe them together. I will send word to Lys that he should be brought here.
Take heart, my lady. The world is full of scholars and knowledgeable folk of every persuasion. Someone out there is bound to know what ails our comrades and how it may be cured. thus will we rouse them, no matter what.
That we will, Hori. That we will. But first things first, our comrades will have questions. May I ask that you explain the situation to them? I must attend to a private matter. Oh, I promised I'd visit someone in Limsa Laminsa. He's been waiting at Maelstrom Command for a while now. You know, you should come along too. I think he'd be glad to see you. Cannot be discounted that Mistress Kryle has heard the voice as well. I will ask Tataru to send her word of what has come to pass. Wait, did Kryle hear the voice as well?
I don't remember seeing that, but...
Yeah, I don't either. And fucking Alphino, he's all by himself. Shit! You've probably heard it
No!
too. All out in the middle of nowhere and shit. Surrounded by enemies. And frenemies.
Worry not, Ixalia. Elko and Aino are keeping watch over Mistress Istola and Master Yonje. Pray keep Mistress Alice company.
Can I suggest that you don't keep the two of them in a room with two unconscious bodies, please?
Well, that's why.
Let's just say she's a little too into you and your brothers. Anyway. Ogre, sister, and I will take turns to keep watch over the slumbering Archons. We'll not leave them unattended, even for a moment. Sure.
Confound these old bones! Useless as I am, I should have been the one to be struck down.
This poor old man. Just fucking struggle.
Didn't the selfsame thing happen to Thancred? Who's bloody next?
My guess is gonna be me. We had spoken earnestly of doing more to ease the senior scion's burdens, but not under these circumstances, nor less so soon. I only hope I will be equal to the change. Okay.
As a mage, I have some few scholarly acquaintances of my own, and will reach out to them for their insights. It may not be much, but 'tis my own little way of aiding Mistress Alice.
God. Well, let's see. So they're targeting Scions. There's only been 3 so far. I'm trying to, because I don't know if any of them would end up falling out.
Ixalia?
Oh, Xaeus. How's it going?
Zaren's collapsed.
What?
We don't know what's wrong, but he's at the Free Company house right now.
Oh. You said you don't know what happened?
We don't know. He came to see me in Alamigo to congratulate me on the liberation of the country, and he grasped his head, yelled a little bit, and then fell over.
The same thing happened to Thancred and Urianger and Y'shtola. We were hearing a voice.
A voice?
Yeah, there's this voice that's like calling out to us, and to me, I think, and they're hearing it too. Someone's targeting the Scions. According to the Elder Seed Seer, it's like their souls are being plucked out of their bodies.
Well, that's a problem.
Ugh.
Are they alive?
I mean, their bodies are, for now. I don't know how long they can sustain this coma-like state, though.
As soon as they find out something, let me know.
I will. I have to go help Alize, but I'll come visit Zarin.
Are you alright?
For now. I hope he's alright. Whatever he might be.
I'm if you need anything, let me know.
I will.
I need to stop grabbing my wrist nervously.
Onward to Limsa. There's a lot of people here. God, they're just gonna kill the Scions. One by one, we're all gonna die. Oh, it's too loud here. Ow.
Fairies!
What? Oh.
Fairy godparents!
Person's name is Kite Shield. Quick, send it to Kite Slayer.
Ah!
Oh, actually. You're not gonna be able to see the... You're not gonna be able to see the name and the fairy wings. That's what I wanted. Okay.
Go into first person view and look at him. Use the home key to go into first person.
I sent you a picture.
Never mind.
I'll send it to Kite Slayer here in a bit. As you have probably guessed, it's Gabu we've come to see. The private here will bring him out to us. Ever since the Maelstrom took him in, I've tried to visit as often as I can. And after what befell our friends, I was taken by the urge to visit again. It's difficult to explain.
Here he is, my lady.
Gabu, it's been too long.
I'm afraid there's been no change. If he can see or hear us, he has given no sign.
I see. You're still fighting. I'm proud of you. We promised that we would come and visit you together, didn't we? Alphino and I. I'm sorry that we haven't managed that yet. You know, with the three of us like this, does it not remind you of that night? Of the stars beyond count twinkling in the heavens? I was feeling pretty low back then. Powerless. But I knew that my brother was close by if I needed him, and that the others would be waiting for me back at the Rising Stones. Not like now. I've seen my share of trouble since coming to Eorzea. Been reminded again and again of my limitations, of how little I can change about this world. And I've come to know the sorrow of parting all too well. But to have the people I hold dear struck down before my eyes, and be powerless to help them, that I cannot bear.
You don't have to bear this burden alone. I'm here. And Alphina's here somewhere.
No, I don't. You're right. It's pure arrogance to imagine I can solve everything by myself. You'd think I'd have learned that by now. Thank you. I don't know what I'd do without you. Well, that's more than enough brooding for one day. Come on. We have friends to save.
He was looking up at her, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh. Let's return to the Rising Stones and take it from there. Thanks again for agreeing to come. It meant a lot to me. Let's get lost. I did some thinking on the way back, and I think Hori is right. We need to seek outside help. Ordinarily, we would turn to our own experts on such matters, but they're both among the stricken. I will begin by reaching out to the myriad of guilds and research institutions here in Eorzea. Additionally, Grandfather and Monfilia had a wealth of connections between them, and I mean to explore those avenues too. We'll find a way to save everyone, mark my words. Much and more has happened in recent days, some of it for the good, some not so. But all around me, people continued their fight. From the shinobi who searched for Alphino, to the Alliance members who make ready to move against the Empire. They march on the face of great adversity, bearing heavy burdens. Everyone is playing their part, and so must I. You have your own part to play, I know, and it's bigger than most. So I won't keep you, just promise that you'll visit from time to time. And I promise I'll have good tidings to share with you when you do. Meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace.
The Populares no longer present an obstacle. Now is the time to bring the Empire's might to bear. A word from your Radiance is all it takes. But one word, and the Imperial army will fall upon Alamigo as a pack of bloodthirsty wolves and tear that feeble nation apart. Have you no words for me? Despite the lengths I go to, an emissary playing the part of a fool? When first I took this face, I swore to use all of my knowledge, all of my power, to further the cause of the Empire. My deeds stand testament to my commitment. And with this adamant flesh at my disposal, I could destroy the Icon Slayer as easily as one might swat a fly. Why do you hesitate? Our enemy is resourceful. Though victory is certain now, it will not remain so indefinitely. Deliberate if you must, but be quick about it. We'll speak again when you have unburdened yourself of doubt. Until then, I take my leave, Father.
I should be the one to sigh. I played my part to perfection. I had earned my rest, and then, thanks to La Habrea's crowning act of idiocy, our favorite emissary sees fit to summon me back. Elidibus was ever a warrior. A most tiresome trait, would you not agree? What? Have you no words for me either? No matter. I've long grown weary of this mummery. Now, my dearest grandson, let me remind you of your place in the simplest of terms. You do not make judgments, you administer them. Swiftly and to the letter. Naught else is your concern. Elidibus may be an insufferable bore, but he is no fool. His choices as emissary seldom err. If aught threatens the balance twixt light and dark, it falls to you to remove it. Be it by your own hands or by your armies, you have ample means at your disposal. That is why this empire exists, why I built it. Oh dear, have I touched a nerve? You always were an easy one to read. I pity you, I do. As they say, ignorance is bliss. And I know how much happier you would be not knowing the things you know. The Founding Father was an Ascian, and he created the Empire solely for the purpose of sowing the seeds of chaos. Don't take it personally. I merely do my duty. To bring about a calamity requires no small amount of power. And there is no surer way to obtain such power than by collecting powerful pawns. To that end, I have labored long and hard, and I must say I am quite pleased with my handiwork, paltry though it seems in comparison to Alag.
You fiends are overfond of your own voices. Mark me, Ascian. Man is the master of his own destiny.
Such a waste of time and energy, both yours and mine. Lest you forget you are Emperor now. If you wish to spout drivel about man's destiny, save it for the masses. It will serve to give them a sense of purpose, and you pliant pieces for the game. Oh, do stop sulking, boy. You, of all people, should understand. Ours is a struggle to restore both mankind and the world to their rightful state. Viewed thus, our goals are one and the same.
Meanwhile, at the Resistance encampment somewhere in the Empire.
What in the world? Dead. All dead. But I see no wounds, nor any evidence of battle. Damn them. They finally used it. The Empire developed an alchemical weapon in Garabania, a gas. Black Rose, it was called. And to breathe it is to breathe our last. And that did this? I thought the project abandoned, and its vile fruit destroyed, but naught else could have wrought such an atrocity. Fools. What do they hope to gain with this butchery? Can they not see that a rule won through terror will not endure? How many more provinces must they lose? Wait. This is not the work of men, but monsters. The Scions. It cannot be a coincidence that their trail led us here. Their objective was never to rule, but to sow strife and discord. Such a crime does indeed bear the mark of the bringers of chaos. Black Rose cannot be allowed to kill again. We must find the Scions and put an end to their plot.
Prelude and Violet. Well, that's a lot to handle. I am going to end it here. Lots to think about, lots to contemplate, lots of things to deal with. Until next time on Final Fantasy XIV Main Scenario Quest playthrough. And goodbye.